Hey guys, so I'm making this video for everyone, but I did want to leave a message for my kids who were here yesterday to do that little lab where we just practiced drawing some covalent molecules. I know that I said that along with the key, I would try to post a video of me actually doing each one of the problems. But I've been really busy. I'm trying to do a lot of parent phone calls. I'm trying to get some grading done, so I haven't been able to do that today. But I did happen to find a video on YouTube of a guy doing the exact same problems, which is kind of weird, but it works out really well for us. So I'm going to give you guys that instead. If you didn't do the lab yesterday, if you weren't here, still watch it because there's a lot of good information. The dude just does a bunch of Lewis structures that you can watch him do, get some more examples. Try it along with him at home. Try to see if you can do them as he does them. But yeah, without further ado, here's the video that I found. Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to the 29th Joy of Painting Lewis dot diagrams. If this is your first time joining us, I'd like to welcome you to grab your own dry erase board and a marker. If you don't have that, just go ahead and grab a pen and paper. If you're a returning viewer, I'd like to thank you for welcoming us into your home. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. I'll go ahead and put right here on the bottom of the screen the colors that we're going to be using today. Okay, so the first one that we're going to start out with is one maybe you've seen before. This here, NH3, otherwise known as ammonia. The way that we're going to start this is the same way that we start every Lewis dot diagram. We're just going to take that there atom, that first one, the one that we've got the least amount of, and we're going to stick it right there in the middle. There you go, the center of attention. Everybody needs a little attention from time to time. If you need some attention, don't forget to reach out to the people you love. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and draw what this nitrogen's going to love, and that's 5 electrons. All right. How did I know there were 5? Well, I just looked at my periodic table, and I saw that it was in group 15. Group 15 always has 5. All right, so let's draw those now. The trick to drawing these dot diagrams is that I always go around once, and then I go around again if I need to. Let's try that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See how I did that? I went top, right, bottom, left in a circle. And then I started adding my second electron for each side. All right, now that we got that, I believe I showed our people on Thursday a nice little trick that you can use. Each one of these electrons that doesn't have a little buddy, well, we're going to put one of our hydrogens right there. We know we're going to form a bond right there because they're by themselves. So we're just going to draw one here, one there, one there. Again, I just took every electron that didn't have a little buddy and I put a little atom right next to them. Now, again, Thursday, y'all saw this trick, but y'all that only saw me on Wednesday, y'all need to pay some close attention. The shortcut here is that instead of drawing our extra electron and erasing and drawing our line and all that jazz, we're just going to draw a line straight through that electron to the hydrogen, just like that. We're going to draw it through the electron so that we don't have to erase no dots. And just like that, we got our ammonia. Isn't it beautiful? Just like you. All right, now I'm going to draw myself some CH4, otherwise known as methane, an explosive gas. So that 4 stands for 4 hydrogens. Now I've only got one carbon, so that's going in the middle. There we go. Now when we draw our electrons again, I'm just going to go in a circle. Carbon is in group 14. Let's see. 1, 2, 13, 14. Group 14 has 4 electrons. So I'm just going to draw those in my circle just like that. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Remember that trick that I taught you? If there's an electron by himself without a little buddy, that's where our bond's going to go. So I'm going to draw my H here, H here, one right there, and a happy little H right here. All right. And now I'm just going to draw my line straight through that dot. There we go. Got a little squiggly one. That's okay. There's no mistakes here, just happy accidents. Look at that one right there. And look at that. We're already done. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that happy little methane molecule. All right. Now I'd like to show you something new, something that we call a double bond. Now I know if you were here on Thursday, you've already seen this. But my folks on Wednesday and my Learn From Home folks, this is brand new information for you, which might seem like a challenge. But the wonderful thing about challenges is it feels so good to overcome them. And additionally, you should know, I'm not going to test you over double bonds. The state of Georgia says physical science students don't need to know it. So don't sweat it if you don't get it right away. But all the same, you should try to challenge yourself. I'm sure you can do it. Let's take a look at how we draw these now with this O2 molecule. Now this here is also known as oxygen gas. And we start it the same way we'd start any other molecule. We're just going to take a little oxygen and draw it right there. And then we're going to draw our electrons around it. How many electrons does oxygen have? Let me think. It's in group 16, so it ought to have 6. Let's draw those now. And remember, I go around in a circle on each side, and then I'm going to go around again to get the rest of my electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. You see how these little guys have a buddy. Everybody likes to have a buddy. But these two, they're all alone. So how about we try to help this buddy out, and we'll draw another oxygen molecule. Oh, I'm sorry, oxygen atom. All right, let's try this again. We'll go ahead and we'll draw more of our electrons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I think I like this better. I'll just draw it right here. This is your molecule. You can do whatever you want with it, as long as you draw it correctly. Now, just like before, we can just draw our bond right there. We can just draw it right through those 2 little dots. That way we don't have to do no erasing if we're writing in pen. Oh, but what's this? We notice that this little guy and this little guy, they're by themselves. Each of these oxygens, well, they're sharing these electrons. So 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Well, these little guys, they're not happy. They want to have 8 full electrons. Well, how about we do this? How about we just let these guys buddy up? We'll put them in a bond all their own. There we go. And we'll call that a double bond. So these 2 oxygen atoms, they're sharing a whole 4 electrons amongst each other. Isn't that something beautiful? All right, so for this next one, we've got CO2. This one's going to have another one of them there double bonds. Give me just a minute to adjust my headphones. And oh no! Sorry about that, folks. Just another one of them happy accidents. All right, so like I said, this one's going to have another one of them there double bonds. We've got only one carbon, so we're going to put that one right there in the middle. And then we're just going to draw 4 electrons. How did I know there were 4? Because it's in group 14. And notice how I went in a circle when I drew those. So then I'm just going to put, I've got 2 oxygens here. I'm going to put 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Now you can put yours on the top or the bottom. That's okay. It's your carbon dioxide molecule. Then I'm going to draw up my structure for this one, my Lewis dot diagram for this, and I'm just going to go around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like I did with that other oxygen. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'd like to buddy up this guy right here. And then let me just make a little correction there. There we go. And then just like before, I'll just take these and I'll put them together so they have a little buddy. Everybody needs a friend. There we go. But notice, take a look here. These guys are on their own. This little guy's on his own. This little guy's on his own. So how about we pair them up too? Let's give them some friends. I'll go ahead and I'll put both of these guys in a bond. And I'll go ahead and I'll put these guys in a bond. There you go. 2 double bonds in 1 molecule. Ain't that something? All right, folks. So I believe we're starting to get pretty good at this. Now I'm going to leave all that double bond stuff over in the past for now. Just leave it back there. The past is the past. What we're going to focus on now is just some more practice problems on things that, well, we really need to know. I've got these 4 Lewis dot diagrams, Lewis structures to build. 4 different molecules, 4 different Lewis structures, and we're going to try to knock them out now in just these small little spaces. Let's see what we can do. All right, I'm going to start with this carbon tetrafluoride. Got my carbon in the middle there. I'm going to draw my dot diagram. Carbon has 4 because it's in group 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to draw my fluorines. And I know that they got a whole 7 electrons around them. They're in group 17. I'm going to draw this right there, right there, that little guy, and him right here. All right. Now I'll draw my dot diagram for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
They are ready for you.
That was just our lunch bell. Don't mind that. All right, I'm going to do the same thing for all these fluorines here. There we are. Just some little dots. Happy little electrons. Just like that. All right. And then what I can do is I can just take these 2 dots that are next to each other, right, these little lone electrons, and I'll draw a little bond between the 2 of them. If your electrons are in a different place around the fluorine, you can always just move them so that you got that one right there and the 2 on either side. No fuss. There we go. There's our carbon tetrafluoride. Let's take a look at this one here. I'm going to start with the chlorine atom. There we go. I'm going to draw the Lewis structure for that. It's in the same group as fluorine, group 17, so we're going to have 7 electrons around it. All right, let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I'll draw my hydrogen right here. Hydrogen's only got the 1 electron, so I'll draw that. Put that line right there from one to the other, and now they've got a bond. Let's try this bromine. There's 2 of them. All right, let's see. 7 electrons, because bromine's in group 17. We'll go around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll do it again for the other bromine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, now look at this. My lone electron's right over there. He's not right there where it's easy to make a line for the two of them. Well, that's all right. All I have to do is just change places with another set, a little pair of electrons. There we go. Now I can draw that bond. It's as easy as that. Now I've got H2S. Let's see here. I'm going to start with my sulfur. Put that right there. Then I'll start drawing my electrons around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sulfur's in group 16. Gets 6 electrons. Now I'll just draw my hydrogens. 1 there. 1 right there at the bottom. Squeezing in. Little itty bitty hydrogen. Got the dot diagrams for them. There we go. And I'll just draw my bonds. Right through them dots. Right through them. All right, there we go. 4 Lewis structures. All at once there. That wasn't so hard. All right, and now let's just sign this little rascal. And if you have time and you follow it along at home, I'd love for you to just take a picture and send it to us. We love to hear from you. Until then, God bless and happy painting. Okay, so I know that wasn't the video that I promised, but I hope that you guys got something out of it, especially if you were anxious about Lewis structures or you felt like you needed more practice with them. I hope that you really did follow his advice and take out a pen and paper and follow along with him. If you didn't, maybe go back and try that. Additionally, he mentions in that video, I don't know why, but he mentions that he's not testing over double bonds, and that happens to be true for us as well. Double bonds aren't something we're going to test over, but they're really cool to know about. So that's why my lab groups yesterday got some practice with them. It's just a little bit more knowledge for you. But regardless, anyways, I hope that you guys got something out of this video. I will see you next week. Remember to like and subscribe, click that bell, and thank you to our sponsors, Miss Poss, who gave me this awesome easel to work with, and Miss Cook, who gave me this really cool wig. Yeah, I'm excited to make some videos with that. All right, have a good day, guys.